Senior Helpers is here to help seniors stay in their homes longer as they can assist your senior with customized individual help. Lucretia joins us to talk about how Senior Helpers can specifically help with Parkinson's. And that's kind of the focus this month, company-wide, really.
Company-wide as well as nationwide. It's actually April's the awareness month for Parkinson's.
So give me some Parkinson's facts. I know that we've got some here to show on the screen.
There are quite a few, actually. It affects about 1.5 times as many men as it does women. So sorry for your bad luck.
Yeah.
Usually an average age is about 62 that you're diagnosed. It does affect people younger, but typically 62. Over 1 million people across the United States are affected.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was surprised by the 14th leading cause of death.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it could lead to death. I knew it was obviously,
It's degenerative and there's no cure, so that pretty much lands you there.
Yeah, right. But I guess we just still typically when we see somebody with Parkinson's, obviously they're good enough to be out, or I have not had a loved one who has had the disease, so I'm not really sure of the final stages. But yeah, that's a tough thing, that there is no cure. So what is it caused by? What causes Parkinson's?
It's a lack of dopamine, actually,
okay,
which is your chemical messenger in your brain that kind of makes those connections. And when the connections break down, it causes the disease to accelerate. It causes movement to be difficult.
So people know some of the larger major body parts that, some of the major, what's the word I'm looking for? Symptoms, I guess.
Symptoms,
the way it presents itself is people see those things.
Correct. You're supposed to, in order to be classified in the Parkinson's or the PD family, you have to have 2 of these on an ongoing basis. So the tremors are probably the one that you're most familiar with, the rigid movement, arms, legs, and your trunk area becomes very stiff. Your movement becomes slower and your balance is definitely off.
So as Senior Helpers, when I have a loved one with Parkinson's, there's some other things that maybe I don't necessarily, outside of those 4 major ones, or other things, the ways the disease, again, shows up.
There are lots of ways, actually. There's a little sheet that you can request from our site. Then there's also a video and a wheel.
So you have that reference guide.
Yeah, there's a reference guide. It affects your speech. It can affect your swallowing. Therefore, you can aspirate in the later stages.
But again, since there is no cure, this is very helpful as someone who's a caregiver, that if I see certain symptoms that you guys have gone through, it's a rather long list, actually, that then on the other side, I can see at least ways to help manage it.
Correct. There's some helpful hints in there. And as everything is, there's no specific answer for everybody all the time. But the guide is definitely that. It's a guide.
Yeah, but it's also then there's another guide you have out that just helps the whole family know how to cope.
Helps the caregiver. Yeah. It does. And, it affects the entire family. It doesn't just affect the patient. It focuses on, take time for yourself, relax. Allow yourself to relax, schedule that, educate yourself. I would always advocate for that.
Right.
I'm not so sure for the patient to educate themselves. It's kind of a scary disease to look at. In the later stages, it's pretty debilitating. So.
Well, you can have help no matter what your senior is faced with. Maybe it's just as simple as getting grocery shopping done and things like that, opening the mail, managing bills. Call Senior Helpers and have them help you and your senior. 633-2005 is the number, 260